Hello everyone, welcome to the Tableau Developer User Group. This one in September is our third one. So I hope you're all excited to hear about all the winners of our different hacks. So before we get started, some logistics. You have a question, that's great. Use the Q&A box to ask any questions you might have during the presentation. We are going to answer them in the chat, but also at the end of the presentation. So feel free to ask any questions that you might have during this awesome presentation. But let me introduce myself. I'm Geraldine. Everyone is calling me Gigi, and I'm one of the developer advocates in the team. So we have a packed agenda today, but let me give you some background. This year was our first DataDev Hackathon on tour. We did multiple cities, and as you can see on the picture, Flex traveled a lot. And poor Kisha, that she had to put in her laps for every flight almost. So, yeah, if you won the trophy, you have to take care of it. We did 6 different cities, and we had 6 winners in 9 months. We had a lot of fun. We had cry, laugh. We had a lot of different emotions we went through, but it was 9 awesome, fun months. And with 6 different cities, we had 6 different flexes. We had one for each city. So Flex traveled a lot, and he changed shirt a lot as well, 6 times in 9 months. Could do better, but yes, that's our stories, and is why we are here today with you guys. We have 6 winners, and 5 of them accepted to talk about the hack, how they got the inspirations. And the first hack was held in Chicago, but that are the 6 different cities that we did so far. The last one being Las Vegas with TC19, Tableau Conference. So we get started with the deep fried pizza in Chicago. It was my first time in Chicago. We had, for the first time, my first deep fried pizzas. And we had an awesome team, the Chicago team, with Benjamin talking through his hack and how did they win the hackathon in Chicago. So Benjamin, I'll let you do the magic and share your screen and explain how you won the Chicago hack. Perfect, we can see your slide. The scene is all yours.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. There was a team of us that participated in the hackathon from Motorola Solutions. We actually had a great amount of interest in the hackathon, so we had to split into 2 teams. So some of the folks you see here were on our other team, which also did a great job, but we were better. So, I want to go through quickly kind of the summary so we can get to the actual hack. Starting our journey on the developer platform, how do we learn about it? I'm in charge of the Tableau reporting platform here at Motorola, so I'm obviously pretty tied in with Tableau. Our immediate team has a group of people that are developers, report builders, DBAs, you name it. So we had a pretty wide variety of people participating in different experiences. I'd worked with a number of our developer features in Tableau in the past, so I was already familiar with them and always looking for what was on the horizon. So it was a great opportunity to see the hackathon come to Chicago and participate. Any advice for new beginners? I would say before you decide what you're going to do or decide to participate, make sure that you have an idea of what you're doing. If you're planning on using like TabPy, make sure you at least know what Python is and can write some. We did have some things we wanted to try, and we found out really quickly we didn't know enough about them. So during the hack, we did have to change our plan of attack, but I think it was for the better. And, you know, don't be afraid to go out and use the internet. There's a lot of sites where people like the Tableau community will share information that's extremely helpful. Did we prepare? Yes and no. We tried to make sure that we weren't pre-working on anything for the hackathon, but we did want to make sure that we all got together and talked about our skills and our experiences so that when it came time to actually begin the work, we didn't have to reintroduce ourselves to each other. We had people from our business as well as IT that participated in our groups. And why did we decide to register to the hackathon? Ula, one of our team members from Krakow, reached out to me initially as soon as this thing posted and said, Ben, are we doing the hackathon? And I was like, what hackathon? So she's one of our amazing Tableau folks over in Krakow, and I've had the pleasure of working with her for a little over a year now. But you might have run into her if you're on the Slack channel or participating in the developer group. But she is a great resource if you ever need help with anything. So how did we come up with the project? Since we knew we were going to be too big for one group, we started out where we did our introductions, went to the offices, met all the other people participating in the hackathon, and then came back to our offices here at Motorola and basically started a giant whiteboard for like everything we thought we might want to do. And we knew we would not be able to do all of them, not even close, but we wanted to start with a very broad range and then limit it down to the things that we thought were accomplishable in 24 hours and the things that we thought actually had value. Because there's a lot of great hacks out there, but they just don't have a practical application. So we wanted to make sure whatever we were doing was something we could bring back and actually implement here. Like I just mentioned, we knew we were too big for one team. So once we picked our ideas that we liked, we kind of had two teams form on their own. We kind of gravitated towards one idea or another, and that's how we split ourselves up for the hackathon. What did we learn? So I learned that we had a lot of great ideas without enough time to implement them. So being able to adjust was really critical to being able to be successful. And Clara?
Yeah, so for me, it has some ideas without acting. Just go take action, go view.
Clara, we cannot hear you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Okay, so ideas without execution will just be cheap ideas. You will never know what you're capable of unless you go build it. Like, just take action.
And I know Erica is on, but she's probably on mute at the moment. But you can see her quote here. You can carry out an awesome idea in 24 hours. And she has participated in so many hackathons for not just Tableau, other things in the past. So she was kind of like our secret weapon when it came to how we were going to actually get something done. So she was an incredible resource on our team. Tips for the next year's participants. You can see we all had different priorities. Mine was coffee, staying awake. Clara's was
dry shampoo.
And, Erica was the opposite of me, I think, for the occasional nap.
Yeah, definitely naps.
Oh, Erica, hey.
Yep, hey.
Our favorite moment, I had a really hard time picking our favorite moment. There was, it's just great to participate and be part of the community. Of course, winning the hackathon's a great moment, but it was just a ton of fun working on it. And also, Shailesh, one of our team members, won the dinosaur outfit, so we convinced him to put it on. That's him on the right there. All right, for the demo, the guts of what we did. So what we wanted to do was come up with a solution for a request that we get a lot, which is, I want my report, but I don't want to log into the server to get it. Okay, so what do we set up a subscription? Well, I don't know when I'm going to want it. I just want it whenever I want it. And we started thinking about how we interact, especially in like the growing IoT ecosystem. where we talked to our smart speakers and we talked to our phones. At the time, Google had just integrated into the G Suite some functionality for Google Assistant. So we started out down that road, and what we came up with was the idea that we wanted to be able to speak to something and ask for a report. So that's what we built. We used Python as the foundation for it, which you can see on my screen here. And what we wanted to do was have it be something that was dynamic enough that it wouldn't just send you one thing. It would be responsive to what your input was. So I'll go ahead and run this for you right now so you can see it in action.
Hello, Ben. What Tableau report shall I send to you?
Sales in Florida.
Do you mean sales in Florida?
Yes. So you can
Sales in Florida should be in your inbox shortly.
you can see from what it interpreted, the voice recognition library we're using is not always completely accurate, but we did some error checking built into the Python here to account for those kind of situations. So what I've just done is I've requested through this app a report. It knows who I am, so it knows who to send it to. And it's going out to the Tableau server. And we had tried a various number of ways to set this up. And we ended up using tab command, trusty tab command. We tried webhooks and using the REST API and kind of ran into some blockers there. So I've requested this report, and by now, this should be sent to me. And here we can see sales in Florida. So what we're getting, and I won't go through multiple iterations for the purpose of time, but what we're getting is our sales report filtered on the criteria that I gave it. So I asked for sales in Florida. It went out and grabbed my sales report, and it filtered it for Florida and then sent that to me. So the idea here is if we have a salesperson or an executive who's on the road, they might not have access to our intranet to access Tableau. They might not be able to log in through Okta, but everybody has email on every device. So if we are able to request a report and then get it seamlessly on a mobile device without having to log in, without having to do any extra steps, that can save a lot of people a lot of time and headache. So not only did we want to do that, we also wanted to monitor what we were doing. So we built a dashboard on top of the data that we were gathering from our Python application and from the back end of Tableau. So what you see here is a breakout of all our requests in the last 24 hours. Obviously, we got a little busy this morning trying to make sure we populated it with something to show today. And then on the right-hand side, you see from the Postgres database on the back end of Tableau, how long these extracts actually took to run. So we can gauge the performance and see where we might need to improve. The idea, too, with this dashboard is going forward, you could start to log things where people request reports that aren't in the application. So we start to see what the demand is and how we can adjust and add those things to our integration. And just the cherry on top was we also made sure that we added our Speak It, Ship It dashboard to our integration. So we could ask for that, and it would also send it to us in our email. So, following the hackathon, are we working on a new project using the developer platform? So one of the really exciting things that we're doing right now is we've stood up our own extensions host internally. And one of our first big extensions that we're working on is a way to manage groups in Tableau without being a server or site admin, which is a feature we get requested a lot from people who are project leaders. So we want to make sure that we're not segregating everybody into sites where they can't work interactively, but also not limiting some of the capabilities that they need to manage their own content. So we're really excited about that. New skills we learned. So I got much better at Python because I wasn't particularly great at writing Python before. Not that I'm great now, but I think I'm a little better. Clara?
Yeah, me the same, Python. And then more importantly is the mentality to take small action to make it happen. I think that's really important for me.
And Erica, are you still on?
Yeah, yes, and for me, the tab command is just so awesome. I don't know how, like, this is my first time learning tab command. I know a new way to get Tableau report.
And then are we going to come back again? Of course, because how else are we going to win?
Totally.
I don't know about the celebrity part, but I think definitely winning the hackathon and being able to come back to work with that has enabled us to have a level of trust with our users where it's no longer a matter of like, can you do this? Are you capable of accomplishing this? And now it's, how soon can you do this? Which is good and bad. It gives us a lot of work to do, yeah. But it's great for having that relationship with the people that are using our platform. Claire?
Totally. Absolutely agree. More importantly, now they're kind of more looking to the future, where is the possibility, where we can go instead of where we are right now. Is super important for innovation.
And as far as going to TC, I've been to TC for the last 6 years, so I'm always pumped to go to conference. The community there is amazing, and there's just a level of energy that you don't get anywhere else, and excitement about like what we actually do. So I'm excited. I think all of our other winners, well, let's see, Erica and Clara have not been before, so I'm excited for them.
Yeah, that'll be my first time. I'm really excited. It's Vegas.
And Shailesh, our business partner, the guy in the dinosaur costume, who's part of our team as well, he's going back. He's been several times before, but I know he's excited for it as well. And next, we're off to Austin. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Benjamin, and all the team for your presentation. A lot of exciting stuff for your hack. So now, let's go to Austin with my friend, Sebastian. So after 10 emails we discovered in English, we discovered that we were both French. So, Benjamin, your turn, and bonjour.
Merci.
Hi everyone. I don't know if you see my screen. Okay, great.
Perfect, we can see it.
Perfect. So first of all, I want to say congrats to the previous team because what they achieved is unbelievable. So congrats, guys. So yes, like you say, Gigi, I'm French, so sorry for my English, guys, and very nice to meet you. I had the opportunity to work the hackathon the last March in Austin. So this is my face. If I knew I was present for you guys, I would shave my face. So sorry for that. Like I said, Gigi, I'm French. I spent most of my time of my work in Canada. I spent 12 years where I worked with Tableau and business objects into banking environments. And 1 year ago, I decided to join Indeed in Austin, where now I am a Tableau expert. I do some workbook design and optimizations. I support the Tableau community inside Indeed. I do some data integration with Python and big data solutions. And also I try to train and coach my colleagues and provide the best practice with Tableau. My background is more BI and coding, so I know a little bit about Python. You will see after during the demo. My hobbies is all around technology, sport, and cooking. That's why you have pictures of me with some dishes. You can follow me at Instagram at Le Cuisinier Austin, means the cook from Austin, and also you can add me on LinkedIn. So why, for the beginning of before to go to hackathon, I have a relationship with Tableau since years. When I was in Canada, when I worked in a bank environment. Due to my background, I was always thinking about what Tableau can do outside their release, what we can do outside the box. And that's good because actually at Indeed we are most of the developers, and every time they need solution out of the box. And what kind of inspiration I have is obviously developer platform, but sometimes I use Google, GitHub, and Start Overflow, and Tableau communities like forums and meetups. And I decided to go to the hackathon because when I arrived to Indeed, Tableau was very used in a bad way. That means they did the crazy things, and but they don't respect the best practice, and they have some issue to make some data integrations. And because I'm new and I try to be more credible for my colleagues, so I accept this challenge. And also that allows me to meet people crazy like me and share some ideas what we can do outside the box for Tableau. And I like a challenge. So when I go to the hackathon, I have an idea what I want to achieve during the competition. I had a business case from the data governance I did, because they try to looking for tools that allow them to know which dimension and measure are used into the report and into data source. Yeah, I know it was before Tableau data catalog. So I tried it and I made it. During the hackathon, what I learned is the existence of document API that allows you to extract metadata from the workbooks and the data source, and also a Python library called Tableau Server Clients. It's an abstract layer on the REST API where you can query some workbooks, user groups, and also download and upload the data source and workbooks too. I can give you some tips. It's like the previous team, I have an idea what you want to accomplish during the hackathon, and I have some experience about coding. But also you can use the Tableau website, GitHub, or Google if you don't have idea, or you can fix this issue, or I can add this functionality, and that it can be a good start. So I will show you the code I created during the hackathon. In this code, I use Tableau Server Client and Tableau Document API I mentioned. Tableau Server Client allows me to identify myself on the Tableau server and get some metadata for sites. And when I have the correct site name, I can query for this site what workbooks I have on this site. For this case, I just do one workbook. This workbook is a Superstore. And so imagine I don't have this. So when for each workbooks, I download them, I check if the extension is TWB. If yes, I use the document API in order to have one instance and have access to the XML behind the workbooks. If it's not, I have to convert as a zip and unzip and to access directly on the TWB. And for each workbook, I extract the node dashboard. That means that is your regroupment of worksheets you want to share with your colleagues. And for each dashboard, which worksheet you have inside. And for each worksheet, I can have access to which dimension and which measure and formula you have. And at the end, I export all of my results into CSV. And another data source called metadata demo, where you can see I have Superstore. I can add all the dashboard you have into Superstore. All the worksheets you have behind every dashboard, but also which dimension and measure are used for each worksheet, and their calculation, like that, and which data source means data extract are used. So think about it. For an enterprise like Indeed, have 5,000 workbooks, and you can cross that with the referential database in order to get a statistic. Means which workbooks are most used, and these workbooks, which dimension, measure, and formula are more used by people. So after that, currently we put this code, but with more information, like for example, information on the connection and which table are used it in productions. Like I say, it scan more than 5,000 workbooks per week. It takes 3 or 4 hours to create a data source, and the data source is now used by the data governance at Indeed. I also have the opportunity to create a web data connector is dynamic. That means it takes a query and creates dynamically a structure. It's based on Imhotep. It's our big data solution, in-house solutions, and it's a huge data integration for our Tableau communities. I will probably come back next year as a hackathon in order to see different crazy people like me and find new ideas. And I love challenge. I will lose the next year. Since the hackathon, I have more crazy requests from my colleagues. Fortunately, I'm very, very busy now. And I'm very, very happy to come back to the Tableau Conference, where I can see some new innovations, the workshops, the GDI presentation, and obviously the data night in order to make the party with all data Tableau fans. And now it's the champions from New York. So thank you, everyone. And now, New York.
So yes, thank you for the presentation. Let's go to New York now with Peter and Shimed. Your turn, guys.
I'm gonna end our presentation. All right, so this you might want to hide them because you're presenting. Yeah. Okay. All right.
We can hear you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. This is Chimed. We have Alan and Peter. We're all part of the team. Only person missing is Tomas. But just to give you a little overview. Okay, I think it's there you go. So, what to expect? We're going to give you a little background about us, and we're going to tell you about our hackathon, what we did, and we're going to do a little demo, and we're going to touch briefly on the extensions and then Tableau Conference 19, and if you guys have any questions after, then we're here to answer. And a little background. So we're led by our Zen master, our CTO, Tamás Foldi, which is the guy that's pictured largely on top. And then we're a Hungarian company that's based in Budapest. So we have an office in Szeged, Hungary as well. But we are based out of the Washington, D.C. office. And as a company and as associates, we have always been Tableau extension enthusiasts. And we always try our best to educate people on its capabilities and what it can do for them, as well as how it can help them achieve a very niche goal that they have. We always pay close attention to the Tableau community and what's happening around, and we try to be as involved as possible, which is how we ended up hearing that there's a hackathon happening in New York, which is only like 3.5 hours away. And the reason we wanted to attend is that we wanted to see how other community members are using Extension API, but most of all, we wanted to see how people will be able to leverage Extensions API in a pretty intense, short event like Hackathon. So yeah, we decided to venture up there. And what we did for our hackathon, so our project was born out of wanting to tell our journey to hackathon, since we leveraged different modes of transportation. And we as a company, we really strongly believe that every dashboard, every data visualization have to tell a story. And we wanted to ensure that whatever we did told interesting, sufficient story for whoever that we were presenting it to. So thanks to Google Maps, it logged all our location data with timestamps of our journeys. And what that basically showed is that it showed our speed depending on what modes of transportation we took, whether it was walking, taking a bus, driving, or taking a metro. And we wanted to show our journey, not just, hey, we went from point A to point B, but we wanted to show an animated journey showing, hey, while we were taking this mode of transportation, we wanted to have that animation speed to correlate to the speed that we were going. And with its current stock capabilities of Tableau, unfortunately, this is not possible, which is why we wanted to leverage Extensions API to make this happen. And first, how we started off. So we downloaded our location data in a JSON format from the Google Maps, and we loaded that into an S3 bucket in AWS, and we hosted that data in Snowflake. And the hackathon was held in the Snowflake headquarters, so we were given a complimentary account to host it, which is pretty awesome. So demo.
Yeah. So I've got our dashboard loaded. So this is on the left-hand side. You can see the built-in Tableau map, which can pretty much show you the paths that you take, or paths that we take from Washington to New York, but it lacks of animation, and we are in love with animations, and we wanted to have something cool which Tableau hasn't got at the moment. Of course, at some point we had the idea how nice it would be if we could get these kind of location data from other contenders who were attending the New York Hackathon and display them on the same map. But it's we just got this far in one day. So I think that's also cool. In the end, in the future, maybe we can play something like that. You can access the source code of this extension, so in our company's GitHub, it's open source. So feel free to play around with it. And this is how we ended up in New York, and this is how we can visualize it in Tableau. And this is also powered by Mapbox. And if you don't know, basically the built-in map in Tableau is also, you can see, powered by Mapbox. we we have a good relationship with Mapbox. I mean, Starsky has a good relationship. I was personally involved in one of the Mapbox extensions, which is available in the extensions gallery. It's called like Mapbox Geospatial Analytics, and the Starsky has several more extensions. So yeah, this is how we get to decide it. We had some expertise in like using Mapbox, which is a pretty cool tool set for visualizing data, and the extensions. And through the extensions API, we could leverage it.
Yeah. So in short, extensions API allowed us to achieve something that's normally not possible. So we had a little video, but we don't need to show it. So let's go back. So. Extensions API and Tableau Conference 2019. So since we won the New York City, we won Tableau Conference tickets, which we're extremely excited about. So if you happen to be attending, come say hi and hello. We would love to meet any and every one of you. Any questions, definitely ask us. And for future hackathons, would we attend again? Heck to the yes. It's definitely worth your time. Not only that, because we won Tableau Conference tickets, but you get to meet other Tableau community members who are also leveraging Tableau. You get to network with other people. You get to see how other people are using Tableau. And there's always a chance to learn something new. So, which is our main reason we highly, highly, highly recommend to attend it, or at least stay involved in your local Tableau user group. And if you happen to be going to Tableau Conference or you live in Vegas, there will be another hackathon to Tableau Conference on Tuesday at 8 a.m. So if you guys are planning to go, definitely check it out. And lastly, our CTO, Tamas Folty, will actually be speaking at Tableau Conference 19, giving in-depth into capabilities of the extensions API, so extending Tableau to the extreme, using Tableau extensions API to make Tableau do anything you want. So if you happen to be attending, we highly recommend to check it out. And in closing, extensions API is very powerful because it allows you to do whatever you want to do, whether it's custom visualization, whether it's any custom niche solution tailored towards your specific problem. And what we recommend when it comes to attending hackathon or improving your knowledge when it comes to any type of APIs is that definitely utilizing community sources, whether it's Tableau forum or user group. There's always usable information that people and community members are constantly putting out. And you can always reach out to other people who are more than willing to help you. And if you are planning to attend hackathon, but you don't know anyone else that's going to attend with you, there's a couple of ways we recommend building team. You can always connect with people prior to going there through the Tableau user group to see, if anyone else is going. You can connect with them and chat with them prior to going. That's one way to form a team. We were lucky enough that we were from the same company, so it was easy for us. But also, even if you go there alone, there's tons of other people who are also attending the hackathon alone. So building a team is relatively easy because there's a ton of other people who are also looking for team members. So what we recommend is don't be shy, drop by, see how everything is. Finding team is probably the easiest part, and you'll be surprised at how much knowledge you can gain out of it. And what we also recommend is definitely check out Tableau's extensions gallery. There's a couple of extensions that Starsky developed on there, along with tons of other works. And any questions, drop us a line. Whether you have a silly question you think, or if it's like something serious, or if it's something in-depth, drop us a line. We are more than happy to help you. Either our company website or GG, or you can email me. And any questions, you can type it in the Q&A box if you guys have any questions.
Good reminder to use the Q&A box. Now, let's go to Palo Alto with Monica and Vandana. Thank you.
Oh, sure.
We can see your screen. Perfect.
Yep. Hi, everyone. I'm Vandana here with my friend Monica, and we are going to present our hackathon and our experience. So yes, today we are going to present a little bit background about ourselves and our project status, and explain our experience and how did we go about that. So first, from the left is Monica, and she is a visualization enthusiast. She is a Tableau expert. She loves Tableau and registers for all the Tableau events in the Bay Area. And then it's me. I am a R statistical programmer. I love visualization tools, and I love other visualization tools like Plotly, Shiny, and Tableau as well. So I wanted to do this hackathon because I wanted to improve upon my Tableau skills and learn more about Tableau APIs. And the next is Cheyenne. He is a Java and Python developer. He's a student in San Jose University. He and Keon, the other team member, they both were really excited and wanted to learn more about Tableau. And they basically are very involved in Java, Python, and C++. And yeah, so the whole hackathon was done in 3 stages. In first stage, we all registered for Tableau DataDev Hackathon separately, and we went to the event and networked there. And as soon as we networked, we realized that all the team members have different skills to bring in the table, and we thought of making a great team with people from different backgrounds and having different great skills. So we networked and we formed a team there. And first, we brainstormed ideas, and there are two couple ideas which kind of popped out. And the first one was about making a Tableau API extension for 3D charts, just like we could do in Plotly. So there was one idea, and the other idea was to integrate voice recognition technology within Tableau, and utilizing the user's voice command to apply actions. And after discussing with Gigi and other team members, we decided to go for the voice recognition technology idea, and we started learning more about how to develop a Tableau API extension, and just Googled, as well as we used our GitHub page, Tableau GitHub page a lot, and started learning how could we go forward. So in the day 2, we all again got together, and first we assigned tasks. Second, we assign deadlines. Third, we make sure that we check in with each other every 2 hours or 3 hours, just to make sure that everybody is on the same page and our project is going on a good direction. So Shine was responsible for developing first the Java code so that he can integrate the Java code into PHP. And my friend Keon was responsible for developing the HTML code, which is the UI side of the code. Then they both integrated together, and they both got together and they integrated the HTML, PHP, and Java code. And then Monica was responsible for quickly creating the Tableau dashboard, and we took help from Keisha and Gigi, and finally our project started working. And our project was the API extension took user's voice command and apply filters in the Tableau dashboard. So yeah, there was one thing. And first, the main benefit of utilizing the voice recognition technology was that we wanted to empower the differently abled people to use Tableau as a tool, so that they don't have to, they don't have to use their hands or anything, and they can just use their voice. and get insights from the data. And not just the differently able people, also people who are into business and who don't have a lot of time, they can just use their voice commands and Tableau will work according to their voice commands. So these are the two categories that we targeted to help them and use Tableau. Yeah, and there are a couple of things that we definitely learned from the hackathon. First, we learned how to create Tableau API extension and how to integrate the codes into Tableau dashboard. And yeah, there are a couple of other things that we learned. First is collaboration, communication, and just to make sure that the team is good and the team is doing their task properly. And the one tip that we would like to share for our next year participants is, number one, it's great to have people from different backgrounds and skill sets because it gets easier to allocate tasks and just to bring a diverse group in the team. And one of our favorite moments during the hackathon was when our Tableau dashboard actually started working, and we were like, woohoo, we did it, that kind of moment. So yeah, and that was really exciting, and we all were like so happy. Yeah, and then the next demo will be explained by my friend Monica. So over to you, Monica, and thank you so much, and see you all in Vegas.
Hi, everybody. I'm Monica, and I'm very excited to show you a live demonstration of our hackathon project. Let's take a look at the dashboard that I created in Tableau. It is based on a Superstore data source. It shows the main KPIs like profit ratio, profit, sales, and quantity. There are also two filters, state and year. During the hackathon, we built a project using Tableau extension API that incorporates voice recognition technology to run commands. You can see it in the right bottom corner. It allows you to talk to your dashboard. When you tell Tableau, the scheme, hey, Tableau, filter attribute to value, the dashboard extension applies filters accordingly. Here is the example to select the state, California. I will present the live demo in a while, but I wanted to mention the problems that we encountered during the hackathon. We were able to use only one filter, state, and as Banana mentioned it started working 5 minutes before the deadline. And the biggest challenge for us was to force Tableau online in Chrome to allow for a microphone. We had to hack Tableau online, and Kisha helped us to do that. And that's the reason why we have an idea for Tableau team to add permissions to T-Rex file in the manifest section. I'm going to show you our project right now. This is a better version of our hackathon project. As I mentioned it, we hadn't had time to finish everything during hackathon, but I was working on this project after the hackathon along with my husband, Simon, and we added the filter year. And we rebuilt the voice recognition function to recognize commands more precisely. So let's talk to Tableau. Hey, Tableau, filter state to California. Hey, Tableau, filter year to 2018. Hey, Tableau, filter year to 2018. Okay, let's check again. Sorry. Hey, Tableau, filter year to 2018. Hey, Tableau, filter state to Arizona. Hey, Tableau, filter year to 2016. Hey, Tableau, filter state to Florida. As you saw, our project working pretty well. Sometimes it doesn't work because of the voice recognition technology. And here is an advice for all beginners in Tableau development world. Please do not be afraid to start. When we met, we didn't know each other, we hadn't prepared ourselves for the hackathon, and we hadn't created any project using Tableau Extensions API before. But despite that, we were able to win the hackathon. On this slide, you can find links to great learning resources. We highly recommend GitHub. How does our life look after the hackathon? I don't think that we are DataDev celebrities, but this project and winning hackathon is a great bullet point for our resume. We have also noticed more LinkedIn connections and messages, and we didn't stop developing. For example, my husband and I are working on a more advanced Tableau voice recognition tool. I hope that we will be able to add it to the Tableau extension gallery soon, and everyone can enjoy talking to Tableau. We are also thinking about new ideas and projects. Thank you, Tableau team, for the tickets to Tableau Conference in Las Vegas. We are absolutely thrilled because it's our very first time at Tableau Conference. If you are going to the final DataDev Hackathon at Tableau Conference, please don't be shy. Come and give us a high five. Thank you for your attention. Please remember, the bigger the challenge, the bigger the opportunity to grow. Have fun with your Tableau project.
Thank you, Monica. Now, let's go to London. It's been, what, 1 week, not even, but they won the London hack. So let's go to London with Jonathan.
Hi everyone. Let me just share my screen. I'm Jonathan. I am the guy on the right-hand side of that picture. And we are a team of folks who work at the Information Lab. The Information Lab's acronym is TIL, so we decided to call ourselves Team Tilceratops, given the dinosaur theme for the hackathon. And we built basically a little app that we decided to call the Tableau Server Data Source Analyzer. The beginning. I think I first learned about the developer program at TC18, or might have even been the year before that. We signed up straight away. Been attending the Dev Hackathons for the last couple of years. Any advice for a beginner? I would say just sign up and give it a go. You don't need to be a super smart, coding whiz kid to get involved. I'm a case in point, actually. I know Tableau and Tableau Server pretty well, but I wouldn't call myself a coder. We did have Andre on the team. He's the guy on the left who did a lot of the JavaScript coding for the app, which I'll show you in a minute. What did we prepare for the hackathon? Nothing really. We kind of came up with the idea on the hackathon day itself. Although, as you'll see, the hack uses the new metadata API, which was in beta up until this morning when 2019.3 was released. I guess we had been kind of playing around with that a little bit, but just understanding how it works in beta and not really preparing any work before the hackathon or for this app, really. Why did we decide to register? Well, I think one of the great things about these hackathons is it brings a lot of really smart people together in the same room, and it was a great opportunity to learn from all of those smart people. So in terms of inspiration for our project, I've got to say probably Logshark that provided most of the inspiration, in the sense that you run Logshark at the command line, and then the output is a series of Tableau workbooks. which is very similar to what our app does. As you'll see, we run a small application on the command line, and the output is a series of Tableau workbooks which answer various questions about your Tableau server metadata. In terms of organization, as I mentioned before, Andre did most of the coding in JavaScript. So it's a small Node.js app. I wrote the metadata API queries, and Manuela and Sasha, who made up the rest of the team, did the dashboarding. What did we learn from the hackathon? Well, the metadata API is really cool. So I've been using Tableau Server for years, and one of the questions we often get is how can we look at our data lineage and see if we change something in our database, how many published data sources or workbooks on our Tableau server is that going to affect? And the metadata API has all the answers to that. In terms of tips for folks who are thinking about participating in the future, I'd say it's great to work as a team, and it's great to kind of divide the work up amongst the team. So kind of make sure everybody has a job to do, and no one is dependent on waiting for someone else to finish their work first. I think we kind of learned that the hard way during this hackathon. There was a lot of dead time waiting for someone to finish their bit before we could move on. My favorite moment has to be all the presentations. So just watching what all the teams did at the end of the day was really cool. Okay, so let's get into the demo. As I said, this is a sort of small command line tool, which basically I'm going to run here. It's a Node.js app. And it asks you a series of questions, which we're going to fill out now. But I've got some default values in there, so I can just push enter. That's plugging into our Tableau beta server. Then we have to give the name of the site that we want to collect data source metadata from. And then we put in our username and password. And then the app basically goes and queries the metadata API for metadata. And you can choose from one of 6 different workbooks or types of information if you wanted to look at. The first one is just a basic list of all your published data sources. General data source information gives you some data lineage. The one I'm going to I'm not going to go through all of these, but I'll just pick one for this demo, is data source fields and calculations. So this is quite handy if you want to see which fields in a published data source on your server are referenced in calculations. So I'm just going to hit enter on that. Okay, so the app has gone ahead and logged into Tableau Server, queried the metadata API, and it's gone and gathered a list of all of our data sources, our published data sources. So if I pick one of these, you'll be able to see that this is the list of fields and the calculations in that data source where these fields are referenced. So that's basically it. I think, with 2019.3 coming out today, there is some data lineage information that's built into Tableau Server itself. But what I really like about this approach is the fact that you get a data set that you can mine and query in Tableau Desktop. So these are just some very simple dashboards that we threw together really towards the end of the hack day. But you can go ahead and build your own sheets and dashboards using this information. Okay, that's basically it. The code, this whole app is hosted on GitHub, on my colleague Andre's GitHub. It is public. Feel free to go and grab it if you want. I think I've put the link here. So it's just github.com, Andre347, metadata workbooks Tableau. Okay. Afterwards, Are we working on new projects? Not really, but I definitely want to make some improvements to this particular app, so look out for updates on GitHub. We learned lots of new things that we'll be applying specifically around the metadata API. We'll definitely be back again for the next hackathon. And yeah, we I don't know if celebrities is the right term, but we have seen a kind of uptick in social media activity. And yes, absolutely excited for Vegas. Can't wait. So that is me. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan, for the presentation. So now we are going to take some questions. I know that we run out of time, so if you have to leave for a meeting or to another thing, don't worry, we are recording the session, so it will be available on YouTube after. But if you have any question and you still have some time, feel free to use the Q&A box to ask any questions. So we already have a question for the Chicago team. So do you run, how will the permission assigned on a workbook will work? So if Benjamin, you can unmute yourself to answer this question.
What we're using on the back end is actually just subscriptions. So anything applied to the workbook will apply, basically asking for that subscription to be sent to them.
Okay, we have to go now. So if you have any questions that haven't been answered, we are going to get your email address and send you the answer per email. Thank you all for the presenters. It was a great presentation, a lot of awesome hack, and I hope you got inspired to come to our hackathon in Las Vegas or next year as well. We are going to announce the city really soon. See you guys. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Awesome work, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you. See you in Vegas.
See you in Vegas.
See you in Vegas. Bye.
Bye.